Everybody, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and the Summer Craft Challenge process videos. Today is day 9 and we are talking about the color green. So throughout the challenge I put in all the colors of the rainbow. So Roy G. Biv. And today is green. So I am crafting or scrapping rather a photo of my husband on the first bike ride of spring of last year. So before I sat down to craft, I started going through the papers and some of the embellishments in my stash and pulling out greens and colors that complement green. While I realize that red is the color that complements it the most because they are across from each other on the color wheel, I opted to stay with the cool tones of the blues and some teals. So obviously when you are scrapping a photo of bike riding, you need to incorporate a paper that has bicycles on it. So in order to bridge the gap with the colors in that paper, which are a darker blue and a teal, I decided to bring in that chevron-y paper because that teal is in there, and so it really, I believe it brings it all together. So I'm just trimming these papers down because I want a little bit of a border around it, or around them I should say. And as always, I'm just inking the edges. I like that little bit of definition. And I'm going to stagger the papers on the right side of the layout. And I don't know if you can actually see the photo that well, but my husband is actually, well, he's turned around looking at me, showing off, but he is riding towards the left. So it just makes sense that I would put him on the right. So I'm pretty committed to these papers going in this orientation, and so I am gluing them down so I do not have to fuss around with them. I am doing, while I crafted the picture or the photo a couple days ago, I'm just now doing the voiceover. We're actually on vacation, and so I don't have the layout in front of me to see all of the details of maybe things that I wrote, but this is a pretty simple layout, showing you there all the green embellishments that I pulled out from my stash. But yeah, so I kept this pretty simple. I mean, it's just a fun, it kind of shows our neighborhood and, the bike my husband had or has right now. And so, nothing, again, no huge monumental story other than just really wanting to capture this day and how gorgeous it was and time with my guy. So I showed you the little trays of embellishments that I pulled out, and now I'm just messing around with placement. And as I was pulling die cuts out of where I store them, I was noticing that a title was kind of coming together, and I really liked that. So as you can see, I have a die cut that says, "Oh yeah, the best," and the word adventure, and then it has my guy. So I will end up using that really as my title. Oh yeah, the best adventure. And I mean, was this bike ride the best adventure I've ever had with him? No, but it certainly works. We had a great time that day, and yeah, I can do what I want. It's my scrapbook page, right? So here I am just putting some of the elements down, and that out and about I'm kind of bummed that Out and About 4x6 card, it was actually on a cut apart sheet, has a bicycle down in the right corner. But just because of design and the way it was set up, I couldn't use it. And I guess I could have trimmed it off because I only used that Out and About. I didn't, but I like the way it turned out. I was just thinking though, after I was watching myself do this, that, you know, oh yeah, I could have used that for something else. But here I'm just overlapping all of my little green embellishments. These elements have been adhered directly to the layout. They have also been popped up with my foam squares. And I just think this gives it a nice little pop of dimension and interest. So here we are. What you didn't see is that off camera I inked all the edges. I do recognize that while I have learned to speed up my videos now, you still don't maybe want to see me ink everything. So I'm just going to fiddle with the placement. Again, I went through my die cuts and pulled out all of the little bits that were going to work for this layout, and I have had that little bicycle card for quite some time, so I was super happy to get it on a layout. And so now just begins the process, or the continuation of the layering process. A lot of my embellishments will be right where you see them. And I did that because there was a lot of excess space on that photo. You would consider it white space, even though it's gray cement. And I just thought there was nothing there that was being covered up of importance. So this worked for me to use this as a place to add some fun stuff. I think that little circle, green circle up at the upper right corner, I believe that says Living My Best Life. And I believe that is true. I am living my best life with him. So again, just monkeying around with little bits and pieces, adding things in where I can. I believe the majority of the items that I put down, I loved that card, that piece of paper. I can't remember if I work it on. But I love going through and finding all the little elements that are going to work together. And here is a sticker book. I audition a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. I audition quite a bit, and none of it makes it on. And I was specifically looking for green because obviously that is today's prompt. And I just couldn't get stuff to work, but that's okay. It'll just go back in my stash and I'll use it for something else. I love those. Those are stickers from a Close to My Heart kit, and they're a really nice thick paper, or cardstock rather, and it's really nice. I like those. So one little green sticker from there made it on. So I knew I needed something over there on the left. It was just looking a little too plain, even though I have the paper over there to connect the two sides. It just seemed like it was a little too small. So I love that piece of pattern paper, as I stated. It includes all of the colors, and it was a real way to bring everything together. So as you can see from the back of the back pattern of that paper, that is from Glitter Girl, from Chamel's Glitter Girl collection. And Easy peasy way to connect the two sides, cut something in half, and use it in both places. So these stickers are, I want to say they're from, I can't really see up there. They're either Simple Stories or Echo Park on one of their large sticker sheets. And I just put the word ride right down there in that space. And from here, I'm just going to build this little cluster. So inking all the edges again. I love incorporating cameras, so I already had 2 on there, so I thought it would be wise to add a 3rd over here. So that really moves your eye around, hitting those triangular elements of 3. So I think, as I started to say earlier, that a lot of what I use on this paper, or on this layout rather, is paper. I don't bring in a lot of other embellishments. I don't even think I have chipboard. Nothing super dimensional. So I thought it was really important that I give the paper, or that layout rather, movement by popping things up and inking those edges. And while the inked edges don't give it movement, they do give the illusion of shadow and fun stuff like this. So there was a little star sticker. And I'm actually going to be wrapping this up here rather soon. Went through and found a few more little bits. Couple stickers that say go, snapshot, and yay. And I'm going to add a little bit of the Heidi Swapp. I believe this is in the color Citron. And I'm just going to put a few little sprinkles all around. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I am loving doing it. This is obviously something very new to me. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them down below. I am going to put the date on here and then call this one done. So I hope that you join me in doing this challenge. Look out for day 10 will be tomorrow. And in the meantime, I thank you for stopping by, and please like and subscribe before you leave.